All right. You've had it there, Mheshimiwa Bill Okero. I mean, is that it?
Well,
we don't produce anymore.
Yeah.
That is the cause of poverty in our country. That's according to the trade seers. Do you think that is the problem?
No, he's right. If you look at our exports, it's now about a third of the imports. Frankly, I mean, we are not. There's no growth. But the reason is very simple. One is what he has mentioned: lack of priorities, and this you see even in the allocations. You have mentioned agriculture went down from 68 to 67. If food security was a priority, why would you reduce allocations to agriculture from 68 last year to 67 and increase allocation to national security by 50 billion? Why would you not? Allocation to security alone, national security is over 220 billion. Compare that to, if this national security was our priority, then you can understand. But if food security you say is your priority, it's been the big four, it's been everything. You give it 68, 67. And you give national security 220 billion, and that's not enough for public administration. 370 billion. When you add that to governance and law and those 234 billion. I mean, those, you can see the priorities of the government is in administration, in national security, in those institutions of governance. That's where the government is sending 800 billion. And that is why we are in that situation. Number two is the policies on manufacturing and production. That is killing us. We've lost that competitiveness in this region. And we have said this many, many times. And the same minister has a singular opportunity to address all those policies, which are making it very difficult for manufacturers to invest in and to bring more investments and to bring more people to manufacture in this country because of the government policies. One of those policies that has discouraged people and moved away many industries from this country to Egypt, to Uganda, to other countries is taxes. When you are in business, at the end of the day, you need a return on your profit, on your investment.
Okay.
But we know the high level of taxes, and I've given this example in different documents I have published in this. For example, our corporate taxes for companies is among the highest in Africa. And although the government says we don't pay taxes, we still, on average, have the highest tax revenue to GDP ratio in Africa. That's, in sub-Saharan Africa, it's 17%. The average in most countries is 11-12% in Uganda, Tanzania, even in Egypt, and many other countries. So we're actually paying a lot of tax, and these things discourage investors. But there are many other policies that make it very difficult for people to pull investments, to encourage manufacturers to come here. They go to other countries where the business environment is better, the cost of production is cheaper, the cost of energy here is extremely high. Uhuru came into power saying, I'm going to reduce the cost of energy. He started SGR, he says, I'm going to reduce the cost of freight. Nothing has happened. They've all gone up.
Okay.
So that lack of competitiveness is what has made, exports to collapse and the cost of production to become very high. So it's very difficult for you to think of investing in a farm in Kenya to produce wheat or maize or anything. It would be cheaper to do it in any of the other countries because the cost of energy would be cheaper, the cost of fuel would be cheaper, everything else would be same. And the tax environment, many other things that have more tax. So they have an opportunity to address all those policy issues to make it easier for people to come and invest here.